Hello everybody. This is part 2 of making the pie. So at this point I have the pie, it's dry from my last investigation of it. I've got to make a skin for it now so that I will be able to paint it later. And so this is what this video is showing, is how to create a sealed foam surface so that you can go ahead and start painting it with acrylic paint. I haven't done the lattice yet. That's going to be part 3 of this video. I need to let this dry first, and then I need to cut all those lattice pieces for my apple pie tomorrow. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. Oh, okay. So this, the first slide, I just wanted to show you the main ingredients for this skin that I'm creating. On the left-hand side are all the things I already had from my sandwich project. You might not have gotten gesso. I don't know that I included that on the sandwich project, so you may need to pick up some gesso. That's the big bottle. You can get smaller bottles than that. Of course, I used my 40% off coupon at Hobby Lobby for that. But actually, I think that was on sale. So I got that at 50% off. It was already on sale for 50% off, so I got it for $5. I already had the modeling paste, and I already had the glue. The other thing I wanted to show you is on the right-hand side, if you're ever doing a different foam project, like say you want to make a fake rock or something like that, instead of, because of course what we're doing is pretty small, but very often for props, you may want to do stone, you may want to do rocks, stuff that people have to stand on. And what you can do is you can use joint compound, which I got this bucket of joint compound from Walmart for $4. It's huge. Instead of modeling paste. Modeling paste is too expensive to use on big projects. It's basically, you can just substitute joint compound for the bigger projects. And if you don't have any modeling paste and you wanted to do joint compound, you could certainly use it in place of the modeling paste on this project. So I just wanted to include that as a little heads up that, in the future, if you're ever doing something where, you really need to seal some foam and it's going to be needing to be more durable, joint compound is going to work better with your paint and glue than modeling paste, because it's just, modeling paste is for art and it's too expensive. So I've got my pie. Here on the left-hand side, you can see where I'd left it the last time. I'd used a little modeling paste to create a little transition from the foam to the clay. And I have a little dish, and I have a small, like a 1/4 of a cup measuring cup. Because for my mixture, I'm not going to need to make a lot because it's just to cover the pie. And I'm going to need to have 1 part from each of the paint, which is the gesso, the modeling paste or the joint compound, and 1 for the glue. So they need to be 1 exact measurement for each one. So you'll see on the right-hand side that I've filled up my cup with the gesso first, and I've poured it into the container. The next comes the modeling paste. It doesn't matter what order you do this in, obviously. And then the last is the glue. So then you're going to want to add, you can mix it up, and then you can add your tint. Now, because I'm doing a apple pie, I looked at my research, and the apple part was kind of like a light caramel, yawning, a light caramel color, and I thought that would be a good base. Now, I'm going to have to paint a lot on top of it, and I know this already, but I figure if I start with kind of a nice general color across the whole thing, then I've got the same base tone, and I'm not just fighting with the white, because the white is so stark. You'd have to paint so much pigment on top of it. So by adding some pigment in ahead of time with your base coat, with the skin that you're putting in, it's going to help you save some time. So moving on, you'll see that I added some, to get that kind of light caramelly color of the apple filling, I did some raw sienna, and then I also did some antique gold, just like a yellowy color. It could be yellow ochre. And then you mix it until you got the color that you like. And then I just poured some on top of my pie. So I used a brush to smear it around. And I also was finding that this mixture was so thick that it was kind of like obliterating my little the edges of my pie where I had used a fork to kind of create that crimped edge. So I went back in with my brush and I kind of just picked out the crimping with the little brush, just using little brush strokes to kind of make sure that that's still showing up. And then in the center part, I kind of did a zigzaggy pattern to kind of be like a kind of a general breakup of what apples might look like. I'm just looking at my research and seeing what apples would look like. So now this is going to have to dry probably overnight and into tomorrow. So I'm going to just leave this alone and let it dry completely before I start putting my lattice on it and before I start painting it. I saved a little bit of this mixture so that when I make my lattice, I can also coat my lattice pieces with the mixture before I apply them to the pie. So that's where I'm at, and I just wanted to let you know what I was doing, and then I'm going to be moving on to the chicken here very shortly. Talk to you later, and have a great rest of your weekend.